So maybe this was just one afternoon, one locked gate, one no from Kris Jenner's security team. But in Hollywood, moments like this are never just moments. They're signals. Signals that the people who control the rooms, the lists, the deals, have already decided whether you're worth the risk. Meghan wanted a seat at the Kardashian table, but instead she got a front-row lesson in how fast influence can vanish when the hype fades. And the danger she's flirting with now isn't scandal, it's something worse: irrelevance. Because when the calls stop, when the invites vanish, nobody tells you it's over. They just move on. The question is, can Meghan pivot and rebuild before the doors are permanently closed? Or is this the moment we all look back on and say that was the day Hollywood decided she was done? It's one thing to get left off the guest list. It's another to show up anyway and get turned away at the gate. But when the person being rejected is Meghan Markle, former royal, self-styled Hollywood player, and the one doing the rejecting is Kris Jenner, the most connected woman in reality TV, that's not just awkward, that's a public power play. Eyewitnesses say Meghan rolled up to Kris's Calabasas fortress unannounced, only to be shut down before she could even hit the driveway. And in a town where rejection whispers travel faster than breaking news, this wasn't just a closed door, it was a message. Picture this: Meghan Markle pulling up to Kris Jenner's mansion like she's about to step into her next big Hollywood moment. No call ahead, no "Hey Kris, I'm outside." Not even a polite text. She just rolls up, expecting the gates to swing open like it's Buckingham Palace. Except this isn't the palace. It's Kris Jenner's turf. And the rules here are different. Security takes one look at the list, one look at her, and it's a hard nope. Gate stays shut. Meghan's left outside, probably still smiling for an imaginary camera crew that isn't there. Someone online joked, "Can't even crash a party. Ouch." And honestly, it's brutal. Because in Hollywood, being turned away at a front gate is more than rejection, it's a public branding moment. You're either in or you're out. And Meghan? Well, no one wants to be Markle. Here's the thing: Kris Jenner doesn't just open her door to anyone. She's the queen of calculated access. Every single person in her circle is a business decision. You bring value, you get the invite. You bring drama without payoff. Sorry, sweetie, the gate stays shut. Meghan right now is all headlines and no ROI. A PR gamble Kris has zero interest in taking. One commenter nailed it: the Kardashians don't have time for her loserness. And honestly, it's true. This isn't personal, it's professional survival. Kris knows her brand is worth billions, and letting Meghan stroll in unannounced would be like opening your front door to a tornado just to see what happens. And if there's one thing Kris Jenner doesn't do, it's gamble her empire for someone who's losing the game. Since she and Harry walked away from royal life, Meghan has tried everything: Netflix deals, podcasts, charity events, red carpets. But nothing has truly landed. Each project comes with hype, then quietly fades away like it never happened. The former royal glow is gone, and now she's just another celebrity fighting for attention in a city full of them. The Kris Jenner rejection wasn't just a moment, it was a symbol that doors which once flew open are now closed, bolted, and probably guarded by people who've already Googled your reputation. Someone commented, "Meghan is the court jester in her own palace." And honestly, it stings because it feels too close to the truth. She's no longer the star of the fairy tale. She's become the side character in a story that's no longer about her. Part of the problem? Meghan can't decide who she wants to be. One day she's the global humanitarian, championing mental health and social causes. The next, she's tagging Kardashians on Instagram and trying to squeeze into Hollywood's A-list friend groups. It's like watching someone switch costumes mid-scene, and not in a clever way. The contradiction is impossible to ignore. As one person joked, "I'm not a Kardashian fan, but they wouldn't treat each other like Look at Me did." The truth is, Hollywood sees right through this kind of image clash. You can be a serious advocate, or you can be a social climber. But trying to be both just looks desperate. And desperation? That's the one thing you can't hide in this town. Meghan's problem isn't just that she's making questionable moves. It's that they don't connect to any bigger picture. One week, she's hinting at a serious political career, talking about world issues with that future leader tone. The next week, she's posting like she's auditioning for a spot on the Kardashian yacht trip. That's not versatility, that's brand confusion. And in Hollywood, brand confusion is the kiss of death. The city runs on perception, And perception is built on consistency. You can be loved, hated, feared, admired, but you can't be unpredictable in a way that makes people think, I'm not sure if they know what they're doing. And right now, that's exactly what Meghan is projecting. As one commenter joked, lol, she got The Kardashians don't have time for her losiness. Brutal, yes, but it captures how quickly Hollywood can smell try-hard energy. When your moves start to feel like they're chasing attention rather than creating it, you lose leverage. And Meghan isn't just losing leverage. She's burning through what's left of her mystique. A-list events aren't calling. High-profile collaborations aren't lining up. And the worst part, every failed attempt gets more public. Every closed gate, every awkward, no thanks, becomes another headline that chips away at the image she's trying so hard to protect. And then there's Harry, the silent co-star in Meghan's never-ending PR drama. Every headline about her, his name gets dragged along for the ride. He left the royal family for freedom, privacy, and control over his own life. But now, that freedom looks more like being stuck in someone else's script. Friends reportedly worry about his peace of mind, his sense of purpose, even his role in whatever this Hollywood chapter is supposed to be. And honestly, you can see it. Every public photo tells a story. Harry looking tense at events, distracted during interviews, standing in the background while Meghan dominates the spotlight. People notice these things. The whispers have started. How long can he keep going like this? One fan said it best. Meghan is the court jester in her own palace, and Harry's holding the broom to clean up after her. It's harsh, but it's hard to ignore. Hollywood power couples work when both people bring equal value to the table. Right now, Harry looks like he's carrying the fallout while Meghan keeps rolling the dice. And in a place where public patience runs out fast, he might be the one to pay the biggest price if the next big move backfires. Again, in Hollywood, the loudest sign your star is fading isn't the critics, it's the silence from people who used to be in your corner. And right now, Meghan's corner is looking emptier by the week. The influencers who once reposted her quotes, quiet. The friends who used to attend her events, suddenly busy. Even the media outlets that once gushed over her every appearance have started shifting their tone from admiration to mild irritation. Headlines that used to frame her as a bold disruptor now lean toward here we go again. The sympathy well has run dry, replaced by a collective side-eye. It's not even that the backlash is growing, it's that the enthusiasm is shrinking. In this business, when people stop fighting for you, they're already moving on to the next shiny thing. One commenter summed it up perfectly. I'm not a Kardashian fan, but they wouldn't treat each other like Look at Me did. That line hit because it's true. Meghan's public image has become so tangled in self-promotion that even her attempts at sincerity are met with skepticism. And when you combine that with something as public as Kris Jenner's gate rejection, the silence turns into a verdict. People aren't wondering if she's out of the loop anymore. They're assuming she is. And in Hollywood, that assumption spreads faster than the truth ever could. Here's what most people outside the industry don't get. In Hollywood, a single public rejection can echo for months. It's not just Kris Jenner turning you away, it's the ripple that follows. PR teams, agents, casting directors, they all hear the same story. The uninvited visit, the shut gate, the fact that even the Kardashians who thrive on chaos decided Meghan was too much of a gamble, that sticks. It's like an unofficial blacklist that isn't written down anywhere, but everyone knows about. One entertainment insider put it bluntly, if Kris won't touch it, why would I? And that's the real danger. Once you're labeled as unpredictable and high maintenance, the invites stop coming, not just from one house, but from every house that hears the whispers. Hollywood may forgive scandals, but it rarely forgives a brand that doesn't make sense anymore. This isn't about one awkward moment in Calabasas. It's about the signal that moment sent to the entire industry. Meghan is off the list. And in a place where getting on that list is everything, that's a career earthquake. The gates don't reopen on their own. You either rebuild your value, or you watch everyone else walk through while you're still outside. And right now, Meghan's not just outside, she's on the sidewalk wondering why no one's texting her back. So maybe this was just one afternoon, one locked gate, one no from Kris Jenner's security team. But in Hollywood, moments like this are never just moments. They're signals that the people who control the rooms, the lists, the deals, have already decided whether you're worth the risk. Meghan wanted a seat at the Kardashian table, but instead she got a front-row lesson in how fast influence can vanish when the hype fades. And the danger she's flirting with now isn't scandal, it's something worse: irrelevance. Because when the calls stop, when the invites vanish, nobody tells you it's over. They just move on. The question is, can Meghan pivot and rebuild before the doors are permanently closed? Or is this the moment we all look back on and say, that was the day Hollywood decided she was done?